Hey security champions, welcome to the third session of Security Architecture and Design Review course. While doing the Security Architecture review, everyone will have the questions in their mind, like how to do, from where to start, and what's the process to do so. So while in this lecture, I'm going to answer all these doubts and we'll discuss the critical processes of Security Architecture and Design Review for an application. So let's start. So the procedure begins with the security team, of course. So here the security team will try to get all the inputs from the stakeholders. They'll try to gather all the informations like how the application is going to be, what is the objective of, what is the business objective, how business logic will work. Is it cloud applications or is on-prem applications? Is there like document collections, whether this is kind of like collecting the earlier or any existing span testing or maybe vulnerability report or any scan reports which dive team or any stakeholder may provide. And here only the security team will ask for the application walkthrough from the dev team. So basically dev team is the major stakeholder in this case. So here the security teams, the major task is to gather as much as information they can. Also they'll kind of narrow down the scope here only by like decomposing the applications by going through every piece of the information which they receive from the stakeholders. So this is a critical because the security team must have a thorough understanding of the application architecture before doing security architecture and design review on that application. So after receiving the walkthrough, the security team returns to the drawing board to construct a secure design review checklist. So this process will trigger here once the security team is done from this process. So here the security team will design a security architecture review checklist and the threat models. So you must be wondering what kind of checklist, what questions must be there in this checklist. So this checklist will include questions like scalability of the applications, authentication and authorizations, how the storage is going to be, encryption, the data in rest, data in transit, right? So all this the necessary information we covered here. We'll cover all those questions and everything in our what kind of questions will checklist will include and how the checklist will look like in the next upcoming sessions. But as a like basic understanding, this is the what process is here. So in some of the questions are already answered during the application walkthrough. So here they must be have answered a few of the questions. So those will get skipped. And if any new question comes, if any new input is available, that will be ingested here in this SAR checklist, right? So once that part is completed, the security team will walk through the stakeholders through the threat modeling report as well as the security findings revealed in the applications. Once the security team will generate a threat model here, they'll based on the all the inputs on the applications, all the entry points and exit point. Once they'll do all the threat modeling process. So we are going to discuss threat modeling in the next upcoming lecture, but here I'm just going to discuss the process of the security architecture review, how it looks like and how you should move and what to do, right? And in brief, we are going to discuss all this process, creation of SAR checklist and threat modeling in the next upcoming sessions. Here, once this process is taken care, the security team will give the security findings and recommendations and threat model walkthrough to the stakeholders. So what their security findings, what their recommendations, and the threat model to the stakeholders. So everything will be discussed here. And this is kind of the sign-off process where the security team will get the sign-off from the dev team or the stakeholders. Are they agree or is there any disagreement between them? Suppose like one of the example, they says you should not use this one particular protocol. We'll discuss this later, but applications or their business objective says, yeah, we must use this one particular protocol and we need to have the exception for it. So this kind of sign-off will be done here. Once that part is done, security team will give a detailed and the final review of this report to the stakeholders, and this was called the finals security architecture reports. So this is the kind of process to perform the SAR, the security architecture review. So now let's go through kind of in a short for everything. So the security team requests all essential document for the application, and under evaluation here, the application's stakeholder also provide the security team a walkthrough. Right after receiving the application walkthrough, the security team begins drafting a secure design review checklist and doing threat modeling exercise based on the input captured here. Right, so here the threat modeling will take place. And once this is complete, the security team will create a comprehensive summary report that indicates and include the threat modeling diagram, security findings, recommendations, as well as here the walkthrough will be given to the all the stakeholders by the security team, right? So once that part is complete and stakeholders are agree with the security team's findings and the recommendations, a final version of the security architecture report is created, and the security team monitor whether all the recommendations has been implemented in the application or not. So these are the important phases in doing a security architecture and design evaluation for an applications. So the same procedure will apply for all type of applications as well. So it is not just any specific, this is a standard one. You can use any of the applications, either it's a cloud, on-prem, it's developed in Java, .NET, anything. Other things will get changed when like when doing the threat modeling, but the process, what to do, how to do, from where to start, that will remain same for any applications. So I hope you have understand how a security architecture and design review is performed in a real world scenario. So we'll learn how to create the security design review checklist and how to complete in next session. Thanks for watching.